trust that Takako's
Yes.
a good driver.
I'm slowly driver.
And I get to help her practice her English. You probably don't have a chance to speak English very often, do you?
I try to speak English to my sons.
To your son?
Yeah.
But that's the extent of it. So you don't get to speak that much. I'm really impressed that you could even speak at all.
Okay, well, got the fridge, pantry, dishwasher, basic stuff, sink, stove, and here's the main room where I spend most of my time right here, the living room, which ultimately I'm going to turn into my video studio where I'll be doing most of my video editing, recording. I first heard this type of jazz music, to be honest with you, was in the Airbnb I stayed at in Kyoto. It was wonderful. They had this jazz playing down to the main community room. And that Airbnb, I think it was $27 a night. I actually stayed there twice in my trips to Japan. So, one cool thing is I did take a lot of photos and videos when I was in Japan. However, I didn't know how to edit. I really just kind of took some photos and used my iPhone, but at least I have the memories to look back on because I did so. Now that it's been 5 years since I made my first trip, and about 3 years since I've been in Japan because I came back on December 18th, 2019. Went back to work for night transportation about mid-January, but I didn't know COVID was gonna hit. I did not know that I would not go back to Japan like I had been doing the following spring, and then the following fall, and then the following spring, because COVID hit. And it changed everything in the world, including my own world, because I have not been to Japan now since that last trip where I was there 2 full months. 2 full months the last time. And this last year, since I was terminated by night transportation on November 4th of last year, this last year has been one of the most, challenging years and incredible years. And fortunately, because I discovered how to make videos, specifically with iMovie, this last year, I was able to really focus on my video making, and now I have something to look back on. And what I've discovered is that video for me has been very transformative, very spiritual, it's just been incredible because, we can remember things, but as time goes on, let's say even if I had not taken the videos of the trips to Japan, or I had not taken my videos of all my travels with trucking, if I had not taken any pictures or videos, what would I have? Well, I would have only my memory. And then, here's the key point that I discovered, my main takeaway. One of my main takeaways is, if I wanted to share my life with someone, I could share it like we normally all do, with conversation and memory, right? But it would be more powerful if I could show pictures, right? And it would be very powerful if I could share my videos with someone as I'm talking about my life. this last year, 5 years from now or whatever, it's even more powerful if I can show an actual video. But what makes it all more even powerful is if I can talk about it, right? It's like the combination of photos, videos, and I can talk about what the photos and videos are versus just, well, sharing the photos and videos without any explanation. It's kind of like my own personal documentary, my own personal video. So what I've thought about personally, and I don't know, this is something, it doesn't seem to click with most people I talk to, is imagine a world that people all, not just me, because I think we all got a story to tell. We all have memory. We all have people that we love. We all meet new people, and I think it'd be a better world if we all knew how to do what I've discovered how to do the last few years with my iMovie and my iPhone. That's kind of why I feel right now. And that's one of the reasons why I make my videos over a cup of coffee every morning before I go to work. And right now, my work isn't trucking. It's Lyft here in Colorado. That's my job. Well, dude, it's not a job anymore. I know, well, it's my source of income, but because I'm no longer an employee, I work my own hours. And I'm just kind of figuring out, and it's seasonal now that I'm in Colorado where there's a winter. In Encinitas, there's not really much of a winter. It does get colder, the days get shorter. So if I was doing Lyft in California, it would be a whole nother scene in the winter. So who knows, maybe down the road I'll figure out a way that I can do Lyft here in Colorado and Lyft in Encinitas in the winter. I don't know, but we'll have to figure that out later. For now, let's start this video on October 5th, 2022, very early in the morning, over a cup of coffee here in Denver, Colorado. This is the Denver skyline. I just took, in fact, I took all of these photos. This is City Park, the lake I walk around often, right near St. Mark's Coffee House, one of my favorite hangouts. Right now, the leaves are all on the trees, but soon the leaves are gonna fall off because we're gonna go into fall and winter. And this park will be, well, the trees will be bare. This is my loft in downtown, lower downtown. This is a picture of the loft in the 1800s and a picture of the building today. This is where I currently call home, October 7th, 2022. This is St. Mark's Coffee House. I love St. Mark's Coffee House. That's where I met Adam and Lou. And this is my lower downtown studio. The photo on the 65-inch TV is Denver, Colorado skyline. It's a picture that I took from the golf course looking at the Denver skyline just a couple days ago. Like I do every night, I make my evening video. I've been doing this ever since, well, to tell you the truth, this started way before I got fired because it's a long story, but basically here's the high points. My driving to Tokyo story, basically, some of the high points is I first went to Japan, Tokyo, Japan specifically, October 2017. This is City Park. I'm just walking around the lake this morning. Haven't really officially even went to work yet. This is the boathouses. And again, this is only about a 10-minute walk from St. Mark's Coffee House and a few blocks from where I used to live, the Gaylord House. On the other side there, the building up there, there's a natural history museum. On the other side of all of that, there's the Denver Zoo, and there's IMAX Theater. And on the other side of Colorado Boulevard, which is about a 20-minute walk from here, was the old neighborhood I used to live at, actually, when I met my ex-girlfriend Sylvia on Dexter and 23rd. It was Park Hill. Driving-wise, it's only about 5 minutes away.
Hello.
Hi, Tina.
Hello.
I read your book and turned to Buddhism because of it, and it's totally changed my life. And I thank you. I love you. I thank you. And I want to know, have you had a lot of feedback on your book? Because it has really been important to me.
It was the #1 book in the country.
Well, I'll tell you something. My life is just beautiful, and it's to this lady. I know that you can feel how I'm speaking. I love you, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you. And you know what?
Chanting.
You know what? I love you.
All right.
Can you do a chant?
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. That's what I do.
That's it?
Oh, it's that, but then there are 5 prayers. But
Can you give me a little variation? I like that.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, 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 Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Myoho Renge Kyo, Hobe Bon Tai Ni. Niti se kan du da ma yan du niti kan ja we jo ko ji ye de de mo yo ko ji ye ma na ngai na nye we da jo ma nam ji bu yo ko no ji jo we ja ga ru sa den da na dan ma na mo jo jo bu den yo jo bu mo yo jo yin yo jo den yo jo bu ma jo jo den den di so bu ko zui ji jo zui ji ju nang gai jo es go ju jo bu de wa ju ju yi nan ju ju hi yo ko we khang ya mu ju ho ban den do ju jo jo we jo da jo we ja ga Chicken arms guy goes no raji can go rajin and boy am okay with mojo is and your gators imagine your mosa jojo is and these are water as no rando juju but the joke I did not make a juju there is a yogani moya but these are who would you that's one of the first prayers. You're turning red.
Shabbos is it's the eve of my holiday. Those are not words. But they are a prayer, right? They're what
It's a
are they?
prayer.
What is it? Just
Well,
sounds?
It's sounds, and the sounds resonate the chakras and starts the wheels turning there. And that is the whole vibration that makes the contact actually with the subconscious mind. They are words. It reads similar, I would say, in some way like the Bible. We have translations now of what
Really?
but it reads, it's scientific kind of. It reads, you must be able to just take it in to understand it.
From a singing standpoint, is it difficult?
No, from a verbal standpoint, to first say the words in a rhythm, because first is ni, ji. The vowels are different. And you must get the sound and the vowels correct, and then you must get the rhythm of how you can flow with
Do you
it.
feel good while you're doing it?
Yes.
Because you look like you were having a great time.
It's
doing
very
it.
nice.
We'll be back with our remaining moments. See you.
Renge Kyo, Nam Yo Ho Renge Kyo, Nam Yo Ho Renge Kyo.
妙法蓮華経法弁本第二二次生存13枚安城二期合諸理発小仏地平人人無料後地永門南芸南入一切小門仏小風の地小医者が仏造信言百千万の無宗小仏人行小仏無料同法有名小人名小風門上中人人未造右法随記小説一周南芸諸理発合中成仏以来修十因縁修十比喩公演音教無修法弁引導修上料理小熟小医者が如来法弁地
Now it's October 2022. In fact, specifically, it's October 7th, 2022. So it's 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I guess I was still here. But not here in Denver, but I mean here in the U.S. because I left. I actually got to, well, to tell you the truth, I can't remember the exact day, so who knows, it might have been Japan, but I know it was October of 2017, but to be honest with you, I can't remember the specific day I landed. I'd have to look at my passport. However, what I can remember, just in short, is I flew from Los Angeles. I actually parked my Lexus. I had a Lexus at the time, my ES350. And I parked in a parking garage because I was only going to be gone about 18 days. I flew American Airlines from LAX to basically Tokyo. I landed, and I'd never been to Tokyo. And I stayed at Airbnb. I picked out a handful of Airbnbs. And the very first Airbnb I stayed at, I remember, was a family, beautiful family, with 2 beautiful children. And the father and the son, I paid a little extra for them to come and pick me up at the airport in their car. And I'll never forget, they picked me up in the car, they brought me to the house, and it was about 8:30 at night. It was dark by the time I got there home, and I was just gonna stay with just one night and leave the next morning. But I immediately fell at home. And basically the wife was Filipino, and she spoke perfect English. And we ultimately became friends. In fact, we're friends today. And the father spoke good English. And
あ、どっちでも大丈夫です。看板のさ、それ、もうさ、she just finished her なんか、発達センター。で、Laila will proceed to her Japanese class. Speech class next year. So hopefully she will improve her Japanese, but she's getting so much better than me, I'm afraid.
Because Ryota speaks Japanese very well.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. I'm videotaping. Hello. Because I try to explain to my friends that come to Japan because I like the people and their culture. She's a good doggy. And she loves her toy, man. She just like you.
パイナップルでそれ何それナス
なんか最近買って最初なんだろうなカピバラ的な動物かと思ってたんですよ。
なんかパイナップルみたいな。
そうこれはね鼻って動物だと思ってた。
ああ。
You think it's nose or something?
Yeah.
Ah, don't worry,
yeah.
Don't worry.
That's we finally made our decision to think that this one is. Don't worry, はなんだ？
Nuts.
Nuts.
Don't worry ってなんでしょうね。
Not chestnut. You know what I mean? This one is one kind of nuts, but we don't know the words to say this one. You know the shape? This one is like the...
Acorn? なんだ H-O-R-N.
Acorn or something? No?
I don't know.
Acorn.
Well, I guess the acorn kind of has a top like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We don't know but
Yeah.
it is the biggest. It is acorn.
She's funny.
嬉しいね、グー。よかったね。どこどこめっちゃテンション上がるんですよ。こんな感じで。そうそう。遊び相手来たーみたいな感じで。ね、グーよかったね。
She's funny. I arrived there, and I have videos on YouTube of the room and everything I took. I had my iPhone. And basically, at that point, they rented their second story of their home. They had 2 small children, and the top section of their home, they had 2 bedrooms. In a toilet, and I had a room, and around the corner a office with a table and coffee maker, and it was beautiful. It was a brand new home, really nice neighborhood, and they slept in the bedroom downstairs, and the kids were small enough that they just slept with them at night. And the next morning, was so cool. I asked the father if I could ride with him on the train for the very first time, the subway to Tokyo. They were about 50 minutes outside of Tokyo. And he said I could ride with him on the train, and then he would show me where to get off. And basically, I don't want to go through the whole story, but basically it was amazing being in Tokyo and thinking, I'm here. And he had me get out downtown Tokyo. And the first time I stayed with him, I only stayed one night. And then I bought a JR pass because my plan was to take a bullet train from Tokyo all the way down to a place called Nagoya, Japan, where my dear friend, well, I shouldn't say dear friend, but I consider her a dear friend, even though I had not seen her in about 12 years, because I met Takako originally right here in Denver, Colorado. At the Barrister Building in July of 2005. So I took the bullet train after I had to get a voucher and basically go to a ticket office and get my JR pass validated so I can take about a 3.5-hour bullet train to Nagoya. Now, I actually have this on YouTube, our very first meeting. I don't know how good it will show up on the TV if I pull it up, but I videotaped Takako and I meeting for the very first time at the train station.
But I trust that Takako's a good driver.
I'm slowly driver.
And I get to help her practice her English. You probably don't have a chance to speak English very often, do you?
No. I try to speak English to my sons.
To your sons?
Yeah.
But that's the extent of it. So you don't get to speak that much. I'm really impressed that you could even speak at all.
No chance to use English.
Well, now this will give you a chance, at least for the time that we're together.
Yeah.
All I have to do is remember to speak slowly.
Yes, please.
Which I understand. I don't know how to speak any Japanese.
Now, what I do remember, the first trip, the first couple weeks in Japan, it rained just about every single day. And Takako was nice enough to spend 4 days with me. Now, these are the actual pictures in Nagoya, the first few days in Japan, first 4 days with Takako. I rented a small Airbnb. This is it here. She was nice enough to drive me around, show me Nagoya, take me to and from the Airbnb for 4 days before I went back. to Tokyo. This is her little boy, but this is like, gosh, 5 years ago. And this is Takako and her 2 boys. Got a really inexpensive Airbnb. I think was only $20-something a day. I've got pictures of it and all, but the point is, I went to Japan 5 times, but that was the first 4 days I spent in Nagoya. Okay, I am online with Lyft, which means I'm available. I could get a ride anytime, but I'm parked right around the corner from my favorite hangout place, other than my loft now, St. Mark's Coffee House. When I mentioned this on several videos, that when I was living, I shouldn't say living, that I actually wasn't living in my car. It seemed that way. When I was camping out in my car, meaning I slept in my car on the front seat between 10 or 11 at night and 4:30 in the morning, I would park in this neighborhood right around St. Mark's because they were open from 6:30 in the morning all the way to 10 o'clock at night. That's why I would often come and just crash out in my car at 10 o'clock because that's when the St. Mark's closes. And since I knew everybody there, Adam and Lou and Christina and all the people that worked there, they took a long time to, not a long time, but they took time after 10 o'clock to close it down. And then the other thing about it, which was good for me, the pub next door that Eric and his wife, Lou's parents owned too, stayed open till 2 in the morning. And when the coffee shop closed, the pub would use the back patio area, okay? So that meant that when the coffee shop closed at 10, if I really wanted to mingle or go out in the patio and hang out and make a movie or do whatever I wanted to do, especially in the summer when it didn't get cold, I could go out in the patio area and just stay out there if I really wanted to at as late as 2 in the morning. And then Starbucks opened at 4:30. Taking some nice deep breaths. Gratitude breaths. Now the other thing I'm going to start doing, I have to get a butsutan for my altar, for my Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, chanting. My friend Amy from Japan sent me some new prayer beads, and she wants to start chanting, I think at least once a week together from Tokyo here. And I don't have a butsutan because I had a weird, I think I might have talked to Amy about this. Okay, this is Doug, tape 2. I'm going to try to keep this video down to about 3 minutes or so. It's December 5th, 2019. The purpose of this short video is to show you the place I'm staying at in Tokyo, Japan area with my friends, Amy and Yuhei, who I met about a year ago over by the Tokyo Skytree. And they said that when I come back to Japan, and up to now I've been here 5 times, and I have stayed at probably about 50 Airbnbs. So while I'm talking, I'm going to take you out to the balcony. And this is one view out one window, by the way. I'll show you. This is the futon I'm sleeping on. This is my minimalist bag I really like. I have a small carry-on and a backpack that I brought for the whole entire time to be here in Japan. There is a Lawson's downstairs. We're looking at the roof right now. That's literally next door. You can see the sign, Lawson's station. There's Lawson's. There's a 7-Eleven, by the way, right up by that signal light around the corner. So there's a 7-Eleven and a Lawson's store, literally just maybe, well, this is next door, and the 7-Eleven is like 3 minutes out. And that gives me access to an ATM machine. They're open 24 hours, so if I need to get a cup of coffee, which I just got a latte there by my computer, went next door. This is out my balcony. So this is the view I have. I know it's not the most touristy view, but this is looking down at the street here. It's a pretty busy street, and today is kind of an overcast day. We're supposed to have a couple days of rain and then a couple days of sunshine. $80.38 I did in about 2.5 hours, but when I push this button, it says I've made $327.20 in about 10 hours, 59 minutes, call 11 hours and 18 rides. Now, taking consideration it's Friday, and that's just 10 hours that I worked between Monday and Friday. So that's only about 2 hours a day. So I've been really slack. I think I took all Monday and Tuesday off. So when I take days off, I have to make it up some way. My baseline goal and simple formula is $100 a day, 7 days a week. And it doesn't mean I'm working 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, like I did driving a truck. That just means I hit $100 a day, and I can do that in, see, I did this 2.5 hours, I did $80. So I can do that generally within four hours. So it means that I could work 4 hours every day, 7 days a week, and I'd make $700 a week, $2,800 a month, and with my Social Security income of $700, I'd make $3,500 a month just working about 4 hours a day. And I could work the 4 hours like I did this morning, start at 5 a.m. and be done by 9 a.m. and have the whole rest of the day to go back to my loft, make videos, go to St. Mark's Coffee House. So the bottom line is my experience now with Lyft, and I've been driving Lyft now 500 rides. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I've done 546 rides, and I got a 5.0 rating. I'm a gold driver, and I've just got started. I actually started driving for Lyft sometime in May. Now here's another key point. After living in my car here in Denver from the end of April, when I say living in my car, let me say I was sleeping at night in my car from about 10 or 11 at night till 4:30 in the morning at the end of April through when I moved in here to this loft in August. However, with Jeremy's help, my Airbnb host and friend. Hello everyone, this is Doug, of course. I am having a cup of coffee at St. Mark's Coffee House on September 21st, 2022. I have about 9 more days till the end of the month here in Colorado, and I'm now in the process of having a new life here post getting fired with Knight Transportation way back in November, about almost 1 year ago. I'm now in Denver, but it's been a long and windy road to get where I am today. When they're sitting in my back seat in my car looking at me. Now I want to point out I have the worst body language because I'm facing forward, I'm facing my back to them, and they're sitting here, and this is where I have my conversations, and this is their view when I'm picking up customers. Who let me use his house to register my Prius, so therefore I could get my car inspected and certified to be a Lyft driver. I needed to have a local residence, but I was sleeping in my car. I did not have a permanent residence. So Jeremy, who was my Airbnb host, let me use his Bloomfield address and his home as my mailing address so I can get back on my feet. And that's when I started driving for Lyft. I was still sleeping in my car at night. Here's the key point. If I hadn't started driving for Lyft in April, I wouldn't have had a few months to prove that I could make the income to pay my $1,060 rent here and qualify to move into this loft. If I was just crashing out of my car at night and had only my $700 a month income, I wouldn't be here in this loft. So there's a lot of things that have happened since, well, definitely a lot of things have happened since I got fired by Knight Transportation last November 4th, and we're coming up to the first anniversary. Too much so to tell you in a few minute video. I had a butsutan, which is like a wooden cabinet where you store your guanzin that you chant to. The same way in what Tina Turner does. I got a Tina Turner video I can show you. And I had it in my truck. I actually talked to a priest at my meeting in Phoenix and asked him if I could take my butsutan and my altar in the truck. To me, it's like the Los Angeles of high elevation. In fact, I don't know for sure, but out of all the big cities in the U.S., there's, you know, everybody always asks me, where's my favorite place? What's my favorite city? And in the United States, if you're not friends from Japan and other places, if you're not familiar, the United States is huge, okay? To give you a perspective, Japan is about the size of one state, and that's the state of California, where Encinitas is located. I wasn't going to give that up, but I would have to basically not give up making the videos, but decide where do I go from here. Weather in Encinitas, California.
In Encinitas, California, it's 74 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, you can look for thunderstorms, with a high of 79 degrees and a low of 72 degrees.
Alexa, weather in Denver, Colorado.
Right now in Denver, Colorado, it's 52 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today's forecast has rainy weather, with a high of 53 degrees and a low of 47 degrees.
Alexa, weather in Tokyo, Japan.
Right now in Tokyo, Japan, it's 71 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly cloudy skies. Today's forecast has partly sunny weather, with a high of 83 degrees and a low of 71 degrees.
Now, what's interesting is I got here to Denver to live initially in my Prius, end of April, the spring, and the leaves weren't on the trees yet, and it wasn't even warm, but we had one day, it was 86 degrees, and this is out in Bloomfield when I was staying at Jeremy's place, and the next day, it was a blizzard. That was this last spring, so it's been April, May, June, July, August, September. Summer has flown by, but you see right now in Tokyo, September 11th, well, it's actually September 11th, I believe, because they're already on the next day. We're shooting commercials for a local TV program. This is for CNN Live. Fight the forces of evil! You're on camera.
How are you?
This is Lou. She's one of my favorite people here at the St. Mark's Coffee Shop. I'm gonna put her in my next afternoon video. She's kind of camera shy though.
A little.
But can you see on camera that you would like to watch one of my videos?
I would love to watch one of your videos.
And you may even learn how to do it.
Yeah, I want to. I want to watch this one.
Okay, I'm gonna make one just for you because you're such a sweetheart. I just took one of Adam too. I'm gonna go.
Say?
He just said, I told him he was a multimillionaire and he inherited this place, and he's actually just working here for the hell of it.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. I missed these guys. They were in LA. They went to the beach, stayed in Southern California. They were away. Something was missing. This is Adam and Lou. I just found out they are indeed officially boyfriend and girlfriend. See? Yeah, isn't it awesome? And they're turning into be some good friends. We still have to get together off duty one of these days. I know you guys got a busy executive schedule and going to LA and all this stuff. And Adam, I think Adam looks cool with his haircut. Without a hat, you guys look good. How's it feel to be back at work?
It was quick. It was quick.
How long were you guys gone?
4 days.
4 days. And you guys flew out there, $99 round trip?
Yeah. We flew on the 4th of July. Early morning.
What was the biggest takeaway you had from going out there? Just getting away, or
just getting away.
Getting to the beach, seeing the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, seeing the Pacific Ocean, yeah.
Was that the first time, or?
No, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
How long has it been for you?
It was like 4 years.
4 years, okay.
Not even a year.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm making these videos really quick, talking about Georgetown winter and snowboarding compared to like summer, like here. Talk about that life.
It's incomparable, I think. Like,
that's your passion, right?
Yeah.
That's what you live for, right?
Yeah.
This is kind of like a side thing, just kind of thing to kind of get through the summer, right?
Yeah. You gotta make money.
Yeah, you gotta make money.
I'll be here this winter, though.
Are you gonna be here this winter?
Yeah, just a little less.
But Georgetown isn't that far away.
No, not at all.
Isn't like going to California.
No.
And look at this face. You know, she has the most. Adam, you got to back me on this. I've watched the videos of her a few times. I'm putting you on this one right now. She has the funniest facial expressions.
She has the most amazing.
I can't hide how I feel.
Yeah, and she's a natural actress. No, seriously. I've tried to film people because I get tired of making my videos and just talking behind the camera myself. You two are the first people in 800 videos and being in Encinitas, Japan, here, that have voluntarily gone behind the camera.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
So it's destiny.
You think out of 800 videos.
Yeah, you guys are the first. And do you know what, Encinitas, you know what I said? I'll patch this in. I was in the Encinitas library saying, I just got to find some people that like to know how to make videos because I'm tired of just making them myself and not teaching. I'm looking for somebody, and I was out in California too, and here you guys were right here at St. Mark's Coffee Shop.
And here we'll be forever.
Yeah, so stay tuned, folks. They're going to be on other videos I'm putting in. They're going to watch this one. I'm making one especially for them. It's an hour long or so. I told them they can watch them in 5-second increments.
5 seconds.
If you watch 5-second increments, you can watch an hour-long video. It might take you 2 months to watch it, or you can watch.
I'll get back to you in 2022.
Or you can watch it in 1-minute increments and take 60 days to watch it. Yeah, it's completely up to you, right? Anyway, I know you're on the clock, so I'll let you go. Okay, this is Adam, and they're back from California. They're going to be on this new video. Thank you. About the difference between the Better Buzz coffee shop well, let me first tell you up front. When I was at the Better Buzz coffee shop in Encinitas on the Coast Highway, I did not know about St. Mark's.
Practice together. Nam-myo ho-renge-kyo. Nam-myo ho-renge-kyo. Nam-myo ho-renge-kyo.
And he said he preferred that I didn't. But I felt like I was only home 4 days, so I wanted to take it in the truck. So what I did was I took it in the truck, strapped it down, and so it was safe and solid and firm. And one day I forgot to strap it down. I went and pulled away and it fell, and it was fairly light wood, It wasn't like hard oak or whatever. And it just fell on the floor of the truck, and it just completely fell apart and broke. The good news is my Guanzin was fine. That's what his concern was, not the cabinet or the Butsutan. It was that I would damage my Guanzin. But fortunately I have it, so I'm in the process. Now, there is an SGI Sokogaka International Cultural Center, literally just about maybe a 15-minute walk from my loft. And I've thought about getting a Butsutan there, but the SGI, that's another whole huge story. Sokogaka International, or SGI, the organization, Nichiren Buddhist organization I belonged to here for 6 years in Denver prior to going to Japan, was, I consider, a sister organization to Nichiren Shoshu Buddhist organization that I've now belonged to in Tokyo. But the funny thing is, Amy and the Nichiren Shoshu people, including the original priest that I talked to, feel like SGI, Sokogaka International, Daisaku Ikeda, and that group hijacked their religion. They used to be complementary. SGI was considered a lay organization that was in line with the priest for years. And I guess, I don't even know exactly what happened, but I read that what happened is SGI started talking about how the priests were doing some things that they didn't feel was in line with Nichiren Buddhism. So because I was used to, essentially camping out in my truck at a truck stop in the evening hours, it wasn't a major big deal, although obviously it was quite different. The truck, I had privacy shades all the way around, but I bought some custom WeatherTech window coverings that matched. They were made specifically for my Prius that went around the windshield, all the windows. So essentially I could have the lights on in here and be doing a video or a movie or whatever, and people in the street couldn't tell that I was in my car, right? Just like when I sat in my truck at night. Obviously it's smaller. The truck, the ceilings were 8.5 feet tall. I could stand up and walk around. And the truck had a refrigerator. Okay, the truck had cabinets. The truck had a bed that could actually stretch out and go to sleep. And I had YouTube TV. Essentially, my truck was like my mobile home on wheels, whereas I couldn't do the same thing in my Prius. Now the truck did not have a restroom, just like my Prius didn't have a restroom. So the point I'm making is that it really wasn't a major big deal for me to camp out in my Prius May, June, July, into August, 3.5 months, until I applied for my loft, and I got my loft mid-August. Now it's October 6th. Yesterday, I was one of the things on my to-do list. I got my driver's license changed from Arizona to Colorado officially. So now I got my car registered. That's what enabled me to drive for Lyft. I had to register my car, and I did that way back in May. But I didn't convert my license because Lyft didn't require that you had a Colorado license, but they required that your car was registered in Colorado. Okay, that's how I was able to start driving for Lyft spring and summer prior to even qualifying for my loft. And the point is, I mentioned this in another video, that because my friend Jeremy, who was an Airbnb host and now friend, let me use his address as my residence, even though I wasn't technically there. I was only staying there a few days here and there. It allowed me to register my car, which allowed me to get it inspected and set up for Lyft, which gave me some more cash flow for the first time. I was only surviving on $700 a month all the way through the months after I was terminated by Night Transportation. November, December, January, February, March, April. About 6 months I was surviving somehow on the $600 a month, and that's when I camped out in Encinitas from December 31st, which is New Year's, in my Toyota van, not my Prius,
for about 6 weeks to scope it out. And there's parking at Moonlight, free parking between 5 a.m. and 10, so I could park my van right there on the beach.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Love is the answer, love is the way. Why? Because when we love each other, no matter our decisions, no matter if we think differently, we still can love each other madly, and we can still, agree to disagree, and we can have a beautiful world. And when we love our bodies, we don't let anything into it that's not good for us, okay? So be careful. Don't let that stuff in your body. Okay, you want to stay healthy. Healthy, healthy, healthy for life. Okay, I'm going to raise this. Just a sec. Oh gosh, I still want to raise this. Don't worry, I'm going to be here. Voy a hacer un ratote aquí con ustedes, detrás de las escenas, hablando de los detalles. Voy a hacer un entrenamiento y mezclo con los tips. Les voy a dar este tip del amor. El amor en todas sus formas es buena para la salud y el amor es el opuesto del miedo, ¿ok? Y solamente el amor elimina el miedo terrible que hay ahora, que está matando a la gente literalmente. El miedo enferma y el miedo mata.
You can subscribe to this channel to get more updates on nutrition, fitness, just the attitude to be positive, healthy, and wealthy, and have an amazing, excellent lifestyle, which is what I'm about. And yes, guess what? I'm in the right business because it's a mobile business. Yes, mobile marketing with Empower Network is going to totally change your life. You don't even need a laptop. I have this one here because I'm copying all my pictures and videos here with my hard disk. But you don't need a laptop anymore. Isn't that amazing? That's why we say buy your laptop and go mobile. This is called the mobile movement. You can be anywhere in life. Right now I'm in Anaheim, California. We just ended the amazing Practicals of Eagle event with Dave Floyd and amazing speakers, and we just had such a good time. I'm feeling so happy and grateful for this. And I want to invite you to check out what links I give you or I send you to, and basically it's to get for you to know us better. You have different videos that are going to show you what's coming. It's not an opportunity, it's a lifestyle, okay? It's a way of living. You can be happy, you can be fit, you can be free. The freedom to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whomever you want, as many times as you want, and empowering people along your way. I want to empower you to be fit, healthy, happy, and free. And I want to empower you to really take your life into your hands. Don't believe that because you have that job that pays your bills, then you have to stay there. No, you can get out of your comfort zone, step into your magic, step into the possibilities of this universe, and really have the courage to be yourself. Because here in Empower, we love just being ourselves and empowering other people and just allowing other people to express their full creativity and their full holistic being. And just, I know it might sound a little bit too much for some people, but I'm being real. And being real is so important because it makes you feel just yourself and just, there's priceless. So I'll say to you 3 things. 1, check out the websites, okay? Check out my blog because it's actually about having a blog. Websites are obsolete. I say website for some people that don't understand what a blog is. But yeah, it's a way of blogging whatever you're living. So like I like to have a video blog, and now I have all my pictures and videos on my iPhone. And what I do is that I'm transferring them, right? And I don't even have to do that because I can just share them directly and just blog directly from my phone. So all you need is a smartphone, and of course you need the desire and the determination to make this happen because it all depends on you. So once you have the links, you can see the videos, know exactly what I'm talking about, but it is about being free. So if you're interested in taking your life into your hands and being the master of your destiny, then you're in the right place because you're going to get leadership, you're going to get personal development, and you're going to get, guess what, money-making machine from your phone. What more could you ask for? Second thing, I like to check out my videos of fitness, nutrition, just self-management, positive attitude, because that's really going to make you understand where I'm coming from and know that I'm here to help you. That's what makes me the happiest. Yes, I can be all that I am and be happy this way, but I'm way happier when I'm able to help you, to inspire you. That just makes my day, living just for the heck of living is not enough. I want to live to love, and I want to live to inspire, and I want to live to just create a movement, which is what we're here for. We really want to make a difference in your life, and we want to change the world. And guess what? Like Steve Jobs likes to say, the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who actually do
Like
change.
what Pamela kind of said, like I was a good number 2, right? Like, hey, I'm working for the boss. Hey, what do you need done? I'm your go-to guy. But in a home-based business, you got to kind of shift from that a little bit. Now you're the boss. Now you're number 1. And then with that comes responsibility. Like now you can help other people in different ways, right? Not like spoon-fed them, right? You know what I mean? You're not holding their hand on every little tiny thing, right? But you teach them to become an entrepreneur, to become a producer, not someone that's just sitting there consuming. And like that's why I don't even watch TV and none of that stuff. I only try to put positive things, in my life, because that's all I have time for now. That's all I set aside time for. If that makes sense. So that's a little bit about me.
Excuse me, Scott. I can attest to that because in Anaheim, California, you were taking me to the shop to get my cell phone working, and the whole time we were listening to self-development audios, just like we do with the Inner Circle. And congratulations for that, because it seems like you're always feeding yourself positive thoughts all the time. Tell us more about that. I love the fact that you had that on the whole time when we were driving around looking for the store. And thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But that, yeah, I mean, that's basically a little bit about me. I don't know if you want to hand the baton over to Doug or
yeah, you're ready, Doug. Go ahead, Doug. From safe to empowered.
Is my mic unmuted?
It is. You're unmuted.
Oh, okay, cool. I apologize for the if there's any background noise. I'm actually just hello to Scott because I had just introduced myself to him a couple of times. He said, "Hey, do you want to shoot a video with Monica?" I'm like, "Sure, I'll shoot a video with Monica. What the heck?" And I shot this video with Monica, and that came by way of Scott. And that's led to a real deep friendship too. So my recommendation is you definitely need to be around the Empower family. You definitely need to be at the events and be mindful of everybody around you, because you can have those chance encounters that you connect with someone, and that person you connect with at an Empower event could be a lifetime friend. That could be a real soul connection with you that could dramatically change your life, and that can come out of just one video or one encounter at the event. So I guess the bottom line for me, what moves me is the personal development side of this business, making a difference in other people's lives, and also, the events. To me, the events is probably one of the best products we have is going to the events. Events do change lives, okay? So anyway, the bottom line is I love this business. I'm living it, dreaming it, sleeping it. When I'm not driving a truck, I don't turn up the roll mute. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm driving in silence or I'm listening to positive stuff, and I'm constantly brainstorming and masterminding and coming up with ideas. So once this business gets inside of you, it's inside of you, and it starts radiating out. And once there's a congruency in your head, your heart, and you've completely metabolized it, what you'll find is you'll have some pretty magical things that start happening in your life. And you have to, the topic of this is to get out of your comfort zone. And one of the things to get out of your comfort zone in relationship to this business, you may be brand new on this Hangout, and you may have never made any money online. The first step is to get out of your comfort zone. Is just take a step and take some action. Just jump in, get out of your comfort zone. Even though you don't completely understand it, you don't have it all figured out, just take the first step and just get involved. And what will happen is you just learn at your own speed. Everybody learns at their own speed. And there'll be a time, if you stay with it, and the first step is getting started, is you'll have your own personal breakthrough at your own time. You just have to step in, surrender, and go for it. And what you'll find is, like for me, I'm not the same person that I was when I started. In fact, I'm not the same person that I was when I met Scott and Monica at the last event. I think that was a little over a month ago. It seems like 5 lifetimes ago. You find that once you make the decision, consciousness makes the provision. Once you make the decision to change your life,
Okay, that's one of my favorite sayings. You make the decision. You make the decision. Consciousness makes the provision. If you're religious, you can say God or whatever. You fill in the blank. But you make the decision. Consciousness makes the provision, and just get in the flow, and magical things will happen to you. So anyway, I'm going to pass it back to you, Monica. That's what I have to say about all of that.
Thank you, Doug. I'm amazed because you practically read my mind. What I want to do next is to ask each one of you to give us 2 or 3 tips to go from whatever life you have that you think is safe, whatever business you have, or whatever job you have, and say how, I want to ask the panelists to tell you who's looking at us, who's watching right now, and you could watch it now live, or you could be watching it some other time, but still, we want to give you really practical tips on how to do it. And Doug already gave us 2 tips, and you can feel free to give us more, okay? I want you guys to share from the heart what has worked for you, what has worked for your team, and what may work for the person who's watching who really is not satisfied with his or her life. Doug said, get out of your comfort zone. That's tip number 1. I think we'd all agree. Second tip is to join us and get started. So I would tell you, connect with us, because one of the most important things here, and what motivated me to connect with awesome people like Pam, Doug, and Scott, is that I only want to be connected with people who are high energy, elevated energy. And that means joyful, that means grateful, that means people who have left their past in the past and who are where they are because they did something to work to develop their mind. In fact, what is that?
Being there hidden to actually shine through and empower other people to be their best life, you know? So be yourself to the max. David,
Join them.
I love you.
I love you too.
So much.
Just wanted to say hi and just join.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, to do. David Wood just came and gave me a hug and told you to join. You gotta do it. Well, what could be more exciting than that? Having David Wood come up to you and give you a hug and say, just join, just do it. That's it. No excuses. Now you know. Blog Beast is here to stay. And you can do it. All you need is the will, the determination, the desire to change your life, and a mobile phone. That's it. Okay? So, I'll see you on the other side, and I expect you to come with me to the next event. Okay? Enjoy. Make it an awesome day.
This is Doug. I want to introduce you to my, well, she's kind of was my ex-girlfriend, almost girlfriend, Monica Sensio. How's everybody doing? It's about almost opening time here at St. Mark's Coffee Shop, except that I'm in my Prius, man. I'm in my Prius, my rolling ATM machine, my home on wheels. Yeah, dude, Monica Sensio. She's part of my story, man. She's a big part of my story with the Empower Network days, and David Wood too. Stay tuned for this story, this episode. This is Doug Wirma live in Denver, Colorado. Coming at you next. I'll be in St. Mark's Coffee Shop soon, but I like recording here in my Subaru. Dude, you messed up against not your Subaru. It's your Prius, man. You're not a professional at all, man. It's your, well, Monica and Dave, Monica and Dave, Monica and... Okay, that's the important part. This is Monica Sensio. And I'm live in Denver, Colorado, in my Prius right now, outside St. Mark's Coffee Shop in the heart of Denver. My friend Richard's apartment was a few blocks away. All my old hangout places in Encinitas were right there, the Better Buzz Coffee Shop. So Encinitas environmentally was, for my camping post getting fired with night transportation, was my first choice. What's the name of this coffee shop?
Komeda Coffee.
And you said this kind of a local chain.
Yeah, local chain.
Takako also has a newer car that she was in a different car last time I saw her in the springtime. This is a nice new hybrid Toyota. It's really nice. And her son that is with us is a year older. He's more like 2 years, 4 months old. It's a beautiful day too. When Takako picked me up at the train station a year ago, I have it on YouTube. It was raining the day she picked me up, and it rained for almost 3 weeks, at least 2 weeks. It was a long time. It rained every single day, but the weather's been nice this time. So it was about a year ago I was here. Oh, there's a Starbucks? Oh yeah, there's a Starbucks. There's Starbucks everywhere, by the way. Starbucks right there. You're all over the place here.
This is also very, very old shopping street.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
It's famous in Nagoya.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to do some wandering around while I'm here. Well, now that I got that place where the hot water works, it's really not a bad place to come for a few days. I wouldn't want to rent it for a whole month. It's too expensive. But just a few days is fine. So you've been recording that, man. Man, you're just such an amateur content creator. No wonder you only have 38 subscribers. No wonder Driving to Tokyo didn't get off the ground. No wonder you got fired, man. You weren't meant to do the Driving to Tokyo thing. Plus the COVID hit. You would have been on your 10th trip every fall and spring if the COVID thing hadn't happened, and 2 years wouldn't have gone by. But that doesn't mean you can't chant, dude. Chant. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, man. Get on the right track, man. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Hopen Bandai Ni. Ni-ji Sei San-ju San-mai An-ju Ni-ki-go. Shorty has a short, but Ji-e-jin-jin Mo-ryo-go Shi-i-man-nangi. Nan-yu-i-sai Shou-man Yakashi Basa-shou-fo-man. Now do it, man. Get with the program. If Tina Turner can do it, you can do it, dude. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Tina Turner, bring it on. Hoben Pandai Ni Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo. Hoben Pandai Ni. Ni Sei Sang Ju San Mai An Ju Ni Ki Go Chan Res Ju Bu Ji Ye Jan Jan Mei Yo Go Chi Ma Nang Ge Nan Yu Yin Sa Ju Ma Na Ge Chi Bu Yo Bu No Chi Cho Wei Cho Ga Bu So Din Na Ban Da Ge Mu Ju Cho Bu Sin Yo Cho Bu Mo Yo Cho Ho Yo Cho Din Mo Yo Bu Man Yo Ju Jan Jan Mi So Wu Ho Sui Ki Cho Sa Tui Cho Rang Ge. Tina Turner rocks, man. She's been chanting for over 40 years, man. There's even a movie called What's Love Got to Do with It, dude? Not What's Life. God, you're such an amateur. It's What's Love Got to Do with It. You can even show a trailer, but maybe the YouTube will block the trailer, but it might make this video you're making in City Park a little more interesting if you give some backstory, dude. And there's a lot of backstory, dude. Michael committed suicide. Your Buddhist friend, when you first started doing SGI right here in Denver, this was years ago, he killed himself, dude. And he gave you a Tina Turner video. He gave you the, man, dude, your friend Michael, who's been chanting for years, took his life, man. And before he took his life, he gave you the Tina Turner, Larry King video. That's what he did. Plus, he gave you this little book on reincarnation. I had no idea he was going to do it, dude. He just gave me that. I know. I had no idea Michael was going to take his life, but he did. I went down to the SGI Center. You know, I thought I was washing dishes at Talkies, and they said a member of SGI had taken their life. And I thought, out of respect, I'd go down there because they do a little memorial with incense and chant. And I went down there and I walked in the SGI Culture Center, and there was a picture of Michael. Michael took his life, and it was a complete shock for me. What really hit me, because my girlfriend Carol Cook shot and killed herself. Michael killed himself. I don't know if they never said how he killed himself, but he killed himself. That's the deal. He killed himself. And even though it was several years, in fact, probably how long, dude? I don't know. It was probably, 40, 50 years after Carol took her life, probably 40-something years, dude. But it still was a shock, man. It still was a shock. But it's part of your life story. Your SGI Soka Gakkai Buddhist Nichiren story, dude. You have an interesting story, but you got to start figuring it out. That's why you're doing these videos. Someone may not even watch these videos. But by you making these videos, you can take stock of your whole friggin' life. After all, it's almost over, dude. You're almost 70 years old. One day you're going to wake up, you're not going to be here. You're going to be in, who knows where you'll be. You could be in some astral plane. You could be in, who knows, heaven. You could be somewhere, you could be nowhere. But you can't wait till that happens, because once you're on that other side, man, I'm sorry to say, dude, I don't think you can make videos. So you got to make your videos while you can, man, because I don't know if you can get an iPhone once you lose your body, man, especially if they cremate you. Then you're really screwed. If you're cremated and you're dead, then I think it's going to be a lot harder to make a movie, dude. So you better make one now, even if people aren't watching it. And I don't even know if people will watch all of them, dude. But maybe, this could be a weird trip, dude. You die, you're cremated, you can't make videos anymore, and your videos... if you keep making them, by the time you die, you might have like 6,000 videos, and maybe 20 years from now, some dude discovers your videos and subscribes, and you have this whole thing happen, and you're not even here. You could have been even reborn. You could be a little baby walking around, not even knowing people are watching your videos, dude. Life is a mystery. Just all you can do is make your videos. I know, that's all I can do. I have no control over all that other shit. That's metaphysical 101. And I have no idea where Sophia is. That's a complete mystery, because I'm not omnipresent, man. And I'm not going to text her. I'm not going to call her. I'm not going to bother her, because she doesn't seem to want to talk to me, even though I'm right here in Denver, Colorado. We aren't Mexican Hat. We aren't in Arches. We aren't some other place 400 miles away. I'm right in her own backyard, and she fucking, excuse my language, but she disappeared. I don't understand women, including Sophia Rashkin. And I'm trying to understand myself. That's the truth. I can't understand Sophia, and I got to figure out how to understand myself. That's the name of the game. You got to just try to understand. Sometimes you have to just make videos. It's your own personal therapy, dude. It's your own personal therapy. On Pinion Boulevard after all these years. So I started driving back and forth to the airport when it first opened, which was in 1995. And I drove a cab 3 years In fact, I became an owner-operator and had American Cab 422 and had a website, 800 number, business cards, express connections. And then I made the transition to airport specialist, and then ultimately I bought my own Cadillac and worked with airport specialists. Jeff paid me 70%, sent me business, and made 100% of my own business. So ultimately I drove 10 years back and forth to the airport until I left Colorado for the first time and ultimately came back, drove again, and ultimately finally left for the final time, January of 2009.
Does it got to be this way on this nice summer day? Oh baby, don't go, you've just got to stay. This is Sweet Noodle. She is 1.5 years old. She lays about 5 eggs a week. She's not as good as Dumpling as far as being trained, and she jacks up her little wings. So she got half wings. I don't know what the fuck to do about that.
But they wander in on these baskets. You were saying they wander in from the backyard and lay eggs.
Yeah, and these nesting baskets.
That's cool. And they go right back out. They look like they're happy chickens.
Yeah.
That's cool. Anyway, this is a quick video. Jeremy's my main dude here. He made this all possible. So he's like my Airbnb host in extraordinaire beyond that. Anyway, I'll talk to you later on. We'll catch up.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying making these movies here.
That's what's up.
See you. Used to be with driving to Tokyo, then I went from the insane band man with a plan, then my band blew up, so now I'm perhaps the Denver Prius plan guy. Anyway, I spontaneously booked an Airbnb this afternoon, and this guy, Jeremy, he's my Airbnb host. And this guy, what's your name, dude? Kennedy. Kennedy and I just had an awesome conversation. They gave me permission just to videotape their jam tonight. And I think Jeremy does this every night. You do this? Do you guys do this together every night? Or some nights? So this is the way you're gonna wind up. So this is gonna be totally raw. I'm gonna drop. Oh, by the way, when I'm recording, you guys just say whatever you want to say or not say anything. Talk amongst yourselves.
I have a goddamn microphone, and that is a dangerous proposition.
And echo.
Yes, I got the reverb because it's scary to sing into a microphone. So I got the auto tune, and so it's less scary to like present yourself.
Now, what about this? Since there's people above us and around us, this is an apartment complex, isn't it? Or what is this a house or what is this?
It's essentially, I turned a house into an apartment complex.
Jam session.
Jam session.
Yeah, we just write out a few chords and then call it.
Now, do you guys have a group or a band, or are you guys assembling a band? Or
Clear Skies and Chemtrails coming at you live.
So you guys are the two main dudes of the band, right?
Yeah. Starring guest appearances from Will Schwank.
And electronic drum sets.
Totally raw. I'm gonna drop off camera, and this is like a live in the garage. What do you want to call this? Garage?
A jam session.
Jam session.
Yeah, we just write out a few chords and then call it.
Now, do you guys have a group or a band, or are you guys assembling a band, or?
Clear Skies and Chemtrails coming at you live.
So you guys are the two main dudes of the band, right?
Yeah. Starring guest appearances from Will Schwank. and electronic drum sets.
Dude, are we live? I don't know. We can't see, dude. We don't have that. But I think there's going to be about 1 million members on today for this live feed, dude. So just don't get too nervous. Just pretend you're just talking to yourself on camera. You know, you'll be okay. Wow, I mean, not many. Well, that's what they're expecting. But, you know, it's just simply a projection, dude. You know, then it could be nobody. Remember the minimalist dudes? The guys that started the whole minimalist movement? Yeah, remember they got in their car? Just the two dudes with the plan and just went out to different bookstores all over the United States, and sometimes they go, there'd be nobody there, dude, and then they'd just be leaving and packing up, and then one person who drove 3 hours to hear them talk walks in the door, and they end up, that's the person they talk to, and they drove like how many gazillions of hours to get there. But that is, well, how things start, dude. It's up and down, just like Dave Wood talks about. You're off course, on course. You know, you should use Dave Wood and Empower Network as part of your learning experience, dude. That was a big chunk of your life, man, along with truck driving. I mean, just because you got fired, dude, and just because we're in 2022, not, what year? I met Sophia through Empower, technically probably about 10 years ago, you know, 10 years of history. You know, and you can't just communicate that history with 1 30-second video, dude. It's going to be impossible, man. You got to do all kinds of ninja editing techniques, dude. Hi! Now, the beer I drink, the beer I recommend as a Space Cadet content creator is this Space Dust IPA. I drank it on Encinitas at the First Street Bar. Andrew served it up to me. It was 9%. And I got it at the little liquor store down the street from the Eco Lodge Hotel that I was staying at in Encinitas for several weeks. We got a lot of videos here. Well, what's going on here, dude? Well, this is all the videos, dude. And we got 2,800 videos here. And these are just videos and pictures. And yeah, I think I've taken every one of these. Yep, dude, come on, don't play dumb. You have, these are all mostly 100%, almost 100 gazillion% your own stuff, dude. Now, here's all you do. I'm trying to find the mouse. Oh, it's on the screen up there. It's on the big screen, so it makes it a little harder. This, you got it right on Dave Wood now, I think. I think you do. See what happens. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, that is Dave Wood. Look at that, dude. That is Dave Wood on our Mac computer. And then our 65-inch TV. There's a little bit of a reflection. You can't, again, it's not going to be perfect, but this is the 35,000-foot view of my Bloomfield kind of studio that I love using at Jeremy's place. See, I've got my computer. I got my 1 terabyte phone here, right? Computer, phone, and then I got 65-inch TV. I can show pictures and videos, and I can take this exact video, dude, airdrop it over to this other camera and drop it in right into the movie, dude. Wow, that's amazing. We didn't have that shit back in 2007 back in Denver, dude. What could I have done back then? Wow, don't worry about that. That was back then. This is now, dude. Remember Ram Dass said, be here now, dude. Don't go flipping back to 2007, Taki's restaurant. But you can flash back. We can flash back, dude, because we can talk about how we got here, which has been around about probably a 13-year adventure, dude. Oh, it's actually been more than that, dude. It's been 15 years. 15 years. Wow, that's a long time, dude. And we're just starting a new chapter here in Broomfield, Colorado,
St.
dude.
Mark's Coffee Shop, May 2nd. This next conversation with me in the Prius is kind of my weird alter ego persona. I call him my sub-dude. And I just put the camera up and he just goes, you know. So it's an aspect of me that you may not have seen before. But if you listen very closely, as I listened to the conversation myself for the first time, I thought some of the things that I said, this was just happened just yesterday morning in the Prius prior to, see the Starbucks where I go camp out at opens at 4:30, and I was actually having this conversation about 3:30 in the morning. I'm sleeping in the front seat of my Prius, so bear with me. It's me, but it's a different aspect of me. And so I just put the camera up and just let it roll, and you're gonna see that next. But I'm actually talking to you outside the St. Mark's Coffee Shop, I think the next day. But this is me in Aurora, Colorado, outside of the Starbucks at 40th and Chambers. Just kind of let myself go in front of the camera.
This is the real deal, dude. We got to have a heart-to-heart. I've got to remind you about reality, okay? Okay, here we are. It's May 1st. You got fired November 5th. So that's November, December, January, February, March, April. About 6 months, okay? They said they fired you because you could have a microsleep, okay? It's been 6 months. You haven't had a microsleep. You hadn't had one in 9 years and 4 months with them, and you drove a total of 12 years and you never had one. So therefore, here's the real deal, dude. You're 68, going to be 69. Here's what you have to live with, okay? It's a sad thing. It's reality. Life isn't fair. And you look like you're camping out. I know I'm camping out in the Prius. Remember, we're in Aurora. But let's get back on subject, okay? Here's the real truth, okay? Life isn't always fair, okay? You were going to drive for about 3 or 4 more years, maybe just call it 3, and you've already lost $20-something thousand, and if you drove 3 years, let's just figure 3 years from now, if a microsleep doesn't happen, in other words, if you're not driving your Prius and you never have a microsleep, you know, there's the possibility that you got fired for absolutely nothing because nothing happened, okay? And you're going to lose several $100,000 towards your retirement. So when you reach a certain age, let's call it 71, and you reach that age, instead of having several $100,000, let's call it $100,000 towards your retirement, plus your parents' potential inheritance, you know, you got fired for something that never happened. They said it could happen, but it never happened. That's the world that they live in. They're not drivers, dude. That's the reality. You are a driver, a CDL holder. You've worked 12 years, 70-hour work weeks. You actually are doing the work. They go to their job. We've talked about this before. They go to work at 7, they get off at 5 in military time, 1700. They work 5 days a week. They sit behind their computers. They don't even have a CDL. They couldn't drive the truck out of the parking lot, even though it's an automatic transmission. You know, it's a big difference. Here's the deal. We've talked about this before. Madeline didn't even know about trucking. She was in the medical field, okay? She admits it. She said before this, we got it on video. We could probably go to a labor attorney and say, this is my driver manager. She said, I didn't even know anything about transportation. And then she says, quote unquote, you know, I had to go out to the yard and observe a proper pre-trip and observe this and observe that. You know, in the real world, not the imaginary world they live in, that there's a big difference between watching something and actually doing it. She bases her whole thing, her being a driver manager, you know, fleet driver, terminal manager, on just observing, but she doesn't know. Put her behind the wheel, you know, see if she can drive the truck out of the parking lot or back it into a dock. She probably couldn't, dude, including the guy that was talking to you that you didn't even know. This whole situation, you just gotta be at peace. It's just fucked up, man. And life isn't fair, man. I know, it's not fair. So, why are you up this early? Well, because I'm a creature of habit, dude. I like being on time. Starbucks is gonna open up in about 34 minutes, and I'm there just like I was in Cardiff at 5. I may be fired, retired, you know, unemployed, almost homeless other than this Prius, but I am a happening dude, and I'm going to keep making these movies. We knew this. I told you this. We're going to make these movies no matter what, even if nothing never happens, you know, with the microsleep. And you know probably nothing's going to happen, dude, because you understand your body. They don't understand your body. They aren't in your body. And the big thing, too, the thing that's really fucked up, dude, is Knight had a thing called casual. We've talked about that. That means that to maintain your 3 weeks paid vacation and employee, all you had to do is literally
one load a month. Like if they really cared about you, think about it. You know, go to a labor attorney, ask his opinion. If they really cared about you, they could have said, okay, we have a policy for these kinds of situations. You're almost 70. You've been working really hard. You've been doing 70-hour work weeks. You created this whole channel. You told Madeline about driving to Tokyo, high performance team taking you place you've never been before. You invested $7,000 in it. You were driving, doing that. You have to kind of chill a little bit. So I'm going to recommend you clean out your truck. You just go part-time casual. Just drive a little bit. Rest the rest of the time. I mean, really, just call up, get a truck, chill out, drive a week, turn the truck in, chill out for 3 weeks. Heck, take your little Prius, go out to Encinitas, walk on the beach. Just enjoy your life more and just drive a little bit. We'll keep you as an employee. You'll make a little bit of money. You'll be better than driving Lyft or something like that. And you can remain an employee. Just do your last 3 years and then hit your, well, I'm not going to hit my 1,000,000 miles driving part-time. Okay, I understand. But you can remain an employee because we care about you. You know, we understand that you've made us $1 million. You picked up all these loads. We let you looked on the computer, you know, in 10 years. Dude, you have done thousands of loads. We're not going to fire you. We're not heartless. We're a compassionate company that cares about our drivers, you know, so we're going to stand up for you, you know. I know this happened. Shit happens. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. So it's, you know, if the insurance companies can have accident forgiveness, we can forgive you for this because we understand that it happened. A blink of an eye. You actually, what really happened, dude, you just got stuck in the mud. You followed all the procedures. You called the company. You called claims. We towed you out. You delivered the load here. We're not going to fire you for that. We're not heartless, man. We're a compassionate company. Dude, that's not what they did, dude. They fired you. They even said, you're here, you're gone, you're fucked, goodbye. I mean, they showed you their true colors, man. They didn't really care about you. Don't live in a fantasy world. Knight did not care about you. That's the cold, harsh reality. I know. It's just hard to believe. And Madeline didn't even show up for the friggin' meeting. You think that, you know, when she said she wanted to do a ride-along with you in the truck after listening to your video, you know, how many people want to do a ride-along with someone that they don't trust? You know, this whole thing is a big clusterfuck, you know, and it's one of those things, you know, it sucks. There's no way of getting around it, dude. And the one thing, you know, to remind you, and this was really sad, this is a perfect example about life isn't fair. Remember Michelle, okay, that you met at the Empower Network event. You met her husband, Martin. They were in love. They went to concerts together. She was a really beautiful, beautiful woman. Plus, she was younger than you are. And she found out she had cancer. And she was posted, you saw, she had chemo, she lost her hair, she wore these wigs, she was real positive. And she said in all her Facebook posts, you gotta live life to the fullest. You know, don't take life for granted. Love each other, you know, have fun, live to the end. And then you woke up one day and Martin wrote, I'm sorry to inform all of you that Michelle passed away in her sleep. She didn't make it. She lost her battle with cancer. And Michelle's been gone now for a while. And she was a good person. Why do bad things happen to good people? I don't know, dude.
But that's really sad. She's not even here. What would she tell you? You're here, you know? You're lucky. You're still alive, you know? And she's gone. Martin lost his wife, and he'll never find another one like her, you know? So don't have a pity party about your getting fired for something you feel, you know, is not fair. You're here. You're in your Prius, dude. And Starbucks is going to be open in 28 minutes. You're going to be able to sit, drink your coffee in your Prius, start your wonderful day, brand new day today. You know, send Michelle your prayers. She's in the great unknown, you know. Backside of the mortuary where my girlfriend Carol, after she killed herself in Long Beach at her brother's apartment with a loaded rifle, this is where her body was brought to, which ironically is only a 5-minute walk from Stone Steps, where we originally met. In this, see this wall? I'm not going inside, but that's an area where your open casket is displayed, and that's where she was 1976, you know, when we had the funeral here. I was a pallbearer, and I saw her for the first time. I picked out the dress and her dolphin necklace, and I walked in it for the first time after she'd been prepared for the open casket. Saw her dead here at this mortuary in Encinitas, California. And the other peculiar thing I mentioned before, 4 years later, I would get married to a woman named Sharon, and we were living in an apartment right here in the next block, and I had my massage office 2 doors down. So like I said, that I have a lot of history here in Encinitas. I mean it. I have a lot of history. What Carol wrote to me: Dear Doug, happy birthday, my dear friend. This book has much to say, even though it has few pages. I hope it will inspire you to more dreams, and finally fulfill dreams. One quote I feel fits both of us in our pursuit of our careers is, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. Whatever we decide in our lives, let's do it well and for our satisfaction and sense of well-being. I hope your birthday is a joyful one. I'll be thinking of you. Love, Carol. No, so as other people. Look at Taki died a month after you left the restaurant. Taki died. He's been gone for like 12, 13 years now, dude. Remember your girlfriend, Carol. She shot and killed herself after attempting to kill herself 3 weeks before, trying to take an overdose of pills, and you told her how much you loved her. You told her how much she had to live for. She said, I love you, but I may never see you again on Tuesday, and she was dead on Thursday. You know, that's tragic. Life is full of tragedy, dude, and you getting fired is not cool, but it's the way life is, dude. You gotta just, like my mom said, you gotta cowboy up. You know, this is your reality. You're doing the best you can, like Jack used to say to you all the time 30 years ago. You're doing the best you can with the awareness you had at this given time. And don't beat yourself up. You know, you did the right thing. You took your break at 4 p.m. in Beaver, Utah.